is that I upgraded my drivers, but that made everything worse. The newest driver update for NVIDIA is just like bad. Like my computer was just randomly like my screens would go black, and then it all come back. So I rolled that back. I rolled that update back. But the thing is, I don't know if it's even a problem with me because look, I know the 2060 isn't exactly cutting edge technology these days, but honestly, like I cannot complain about my 2060 because my 2060 has like been a fucking trooper. Like this, what am I? Where am I hearing this? Oh, is it this? Is it you? Oh, it's been a trooper, honestly. Can I pick these up? I can, and I'm not gonna explode that and kill myself. Like I really can't complain about like it's gotten me through a lot of games. This, can I get in? So I really don't know. I'm enjoying the game. I'm not enjoying the crashes. There are some things that I think they could do a little bit better. I think the skill tree is like a little jank. I did realize something though, is that I didn't realize initially that you could charge pistols while they were dual wielded. Um, so that kind of makes, what is this? I mean, well, this was already gonna be like good anyway, but I thought about this um, being actually kind of decent, but then I realized that it doesn't up the damage, and so now I'm kind of disappointed. Um, but they kind of build the game as like, oh, you can kind of be whatever class you want to be, right? Like you just, like you can pick from anything, which is like cool, in theory, but like I don't know. Some of the synergies I just don't think is really like there. Any enemies and dealing explosive break enemy blocks, destroy walls and shatter. Yeah, because and this is the thing too is that like I don't think I can get through this. Oh man, I could blow it up. Hold on. Oh, sorry, Kai. My bad, bro. That's why these explosive barrels are here. Dope. Um, that's nice. At least, yeah, I'm very smart. But some of the like, I don't know. I was like looking for synergies with like, like the wizard class, right? Because I am a part of the Shadow Wizard money game.
Want to do the honors and open?
Gang, and so I like casting spells. But I was looking through like the synergies and stuff, and it just didn't. Oh, this is locked. Well, it just kind of didn't feel like there were a whole lot of synergies that. Oh, there's a decent amount of stuff in that for a blue chest. That really worked with what I want to do. Like, it feels like the only real stuff I would want to invest in is just the stuff in the wizard tree. Like, I wouldn't really want to invest in, like, ranger or fighter because there's just not really anything in here that helps me all that much with being a mage. Like, I could increase my max health, right? Like, having 20% more max health is good in general, but it doesn't really help me, like, with any of this stuff. And it also feels a little weird. I'm not sure I'm going to be a fan of the whole grimoire mastery thing because it means that, like, basically every 5 levels, right, I'm going to have to put a point into this because I won't be able to use any of the new spells if I don't. Like, you literally can't use, like, unlocks level 5 Grimoire spells and decreases the essence cost of all Grimoire spells by 10%. Like, if this was just, like, I don't know, like, if it was just kind of like a buff, like a way to buff your Grimoire spells, like, it reduced the essence cost of Grimoire spells and then added, like, a bonus damage to when you used your Grimoire to cast spells, I think that would be fine. But the way it feels here is it feels like it's forcing you to dump a point every time you hit, like, you go up 5 levels in order to just be able to cast the spells of that level. And that just feels bad because it means it takes away, like, because, like, and this is a perfect example, I was thinking about getting whether or not I wanted to get armored resistance or if I wanted to go ahead and get like one of these spells, which would upgrade the spell in my grimoire. But then I was like, well, if I get armored resistance at 4 and then I level up at 5 and I want to get chill blades, it means I won't be able to get grimoire mastery, which means I won't be able to cast any level 5 spells that I run into when I'm just out and about, which just feels like really bad, you know? Like that just feels, it doesn't feel good when it feels like I'm forced to take um a specific perk simply because if I don't take that perk, I'll be limited in my options going forward. Because it means that, like, even if at level 5 I don't take Grimoire Mastery, and instead I decided to just go ahead and up my armored essence so that I would actually be able to wear, like, medium armor, it means that I'd have to wait until level 6 in order to get the Grimoire Mastery, and then 7, 8, and 9, I would be able to, actually invest a little bit in these. But then once 10 rolled around, again, I'd be forced to take Grimoire Mastery again because I would want to be able to use, like some of the new spells and stuff. So it feels like I'm not able to really invest into like the spells that I want to be able to invest to simply because I'm forced to take Grimoire Mastery, and that kind of sucks. Another chest, another victory royale. More soft branch. Love this shoe. There's more? Of course there's more.
Hey. That
Golden
looks
scale
like a
of
totem to your
order.
burned queen.
Golden fragments, 2 of 6. 6? Yeah, that's a lot.
Isn't it? You can even see Fort Northreach in the distance. No. Too soon.
This is actually a pretty solid view. Thanks for pointing it out, Kai. You guys bad people? Gonna attack me when I walk up?
If you traveled weeks to see him, you can wait a few more days.
You would not be so glib if your family's souls were crying out to you for justice.
Some crusty old priest isn't going to change that.
Even like the spell casting. Oh, hold on. Let me see what's up
The
here.
Temple of Aethys is closed. Ugh, I don't know why everyone in the living land suddenly wants to see the old kook in there, but it's not happening. Not today, anyway. Probably not tomorrow either. Not with the way they're dawdling.
Since when do you make the rules?
Since I arrived with the big sword.
I have a bigger sword
So
than you.
you say I need a bigger sword. The Oracle has one. Let me in and I will borrow it.
I'm saying you need to go home because the goddamn temple is closed.
Hikara, an excellent question. Holy One, please. I say you must make her see reason.
I'm a holy one?
As I've told Kalia here, there's a venture underway inside. The Free Expedition Corps is exploring a cave system that holds a temple of Aethys. There's an old man in there, calls himself the Oracle. I guess he's got something they want. And uncouth pilgrims will only get in the way.
Your expedition has been gone 3 days, Sejuin. I say they are dead. You will let him go and not me? I see.
Who said I was letting him go? Right. Sorry, Envoy. The expedition team entered through the cave just past here. They planned for a day's journey, but they've been gone for more than 3. Something must have held them up. Our freak mentioned traps and earthquakes and...
The Oracle who maintains the temple is a godlike of Aethys, so there is no telling what he is capable of.
They were carrying a lot of tools and weapons with them, so be on your guard.
Okay. Alright, so that's just not working. Like, tracking... Holding that to track it just doesn't do anything. Sure. I'll go in here. What could possibly go wrong?
That's it.
Oh, wrong button.
On your right.
Okay, bro.
Next one's mine.
You didn't die from that?
Now we know why the expedition team abandoned that puzzle.
Yeah, but there's loot in here. You abandoned loot. Probably shouldn't desecrate all of this. Book of verses. And then the bright star spoke, and her voice was like a clarion cry, calling his soul forth. He knew her for the right hand of the shining god and was afraid. O wanderer, hear me, she spoke. You are known to us, and your deeds put you far from salvation. And he wept, for he knew that his sins lay bare before this great illumination. And Sargamas spoke, and his voice wept forth with the heat and force of the bright day sun. Weep not, for the child of light has forgiveness even for you, if you will embrace him. Armkey knelt before them, then resolved to save himself, and asked what he must do. And Modjin spoke. Her voice was like the songbird's final hymn, bidding farewell to the day's light. What darkness lies within you, you must cast into his light. Your sins will be burned from you, till you are newly formed, reborn into his keeping. So spoke Modgund, but Egnung warned him, saying, You have walked all these years into darkness and must now return. You will find the path like treading fire, and at every step you will be tempted to turn away, but no harm will come to you if you keep your faith. Hello. I doubt I'll actually be able to go over there. That's pretty. That's cool. I fucks with that.
Views like this remind me why I came to the Living Lands in the first place.
Something stirs here.
Okay, voice in my head.
Look at that. That statue. How did anyone build that all the way down there?
Rituals, whispers of searing light.
The voices seem to know something. The water looks a little spicy, methinks. Hello, sir.
You're not my brother.
No, I'm not.
I got to be dreaming. Oh gods, am I dead?
No.
Is this the Beyond Spirit? Have you come to take me to Galloway's side?
No.
The kid's in bad shape, but he's not too far gone. I think we can help him.
I'm not ready. I've never even touched a girl. It's not fair.
Shut up, kid. Guy, we can't let this kid die a virgin. Can you help him? Yeah, fuck it.
Not with that. No. Oh, you mean healing him. Sorry, I'm all out of potions. I don't know any healing magic either.
Magic? I had to learn some magic, but only the kind that explodes.
That's not ideal.
I don't want to explode. Please help me.
Sure, kid.
Oh, that's the creepiest sensation I ever felt in my life. Like vines were growing all through me.
If it works, don't question it. And look, your wounds are closing up already.
Oh, wow. I feel leagues better. I thought for sure you were coming to take me back to the wheel.
Nope.
Who are you? What you doing down here?
I am God incarnate.
Free Expedition Corps out of High Crown. Yeah, that's us. Well, that's me anyway. The rest of those assholes went on without me after I got hurt. We'll come back for you once we've got the relic, Cadman, honest. Oh, shit. Yeda was probably hoping I'd croak so she wouldn't have to tell our freak how she abandoned me. All she cares about is that Oracle and his relic, which is probably just a big old dog bone if you ask me. He's probably still down there, fiddling with the statue. You must have seen it on your way in. I doubt I know much more than you do. I mean, you're godlike, just like him.
Come on, kid. Don't get starstruck now.
Well, he's touched by Aethys, right? And he's supposed to be old, like hundreds of years old. And I don't mean elf old, he's extra old, like Aethys has been keeping him alive or something.
Great. He's old. Anything else?
They used to receive pilgrims, but only the ones who could make it in. This place, it's like a trial.
Yeah, we've seen the same traps and crumbling buildings you have.
And he's building something. A statue of Aethys, I think. But I don't know what for. I mean, after all Aethys did in the Deadfire, people don't come here anymore. Our captain, she's... I don't know. I don't want to talk out of turn.
Relax. You're not the first person to have a bad commander.
It's not like that. I mean, it didn't used to be. Yeda's not been quite herself lately. I've always known her to be cautious, careful. Now she charges forward recklessly.
Dream Scourge.
She pushes us as hard as she pushes herself. That's how I got hurt.
Has she been short-tempered? Distracted?
Yeah? When we make camp, she has these terrible dreams. Wakes us all up with her screaming and muttering.
Can't be sure, but it sounds like the Dream Scourge to me, Envoy.
That it does.
He'll be the last one to have seen him, I bet. I'll just rest up here a minute before I head back to Paradise.
Take it easy. No sense getting yourself into another scrape.
Promise, I'll take it slow. Hey, Envoy, for what it's worth, I really thought I was gonna die down here. It's a lucky thing you found me then. Right, yeah. You got those assholes to save and everything. I hope they're better off than I was.
They probably aren't, considering they're dealing with Dream Scourge. Visitor's request. Captain Geja. Yeda? The relic you seek is but one of the many thorns in the rotten heart of this land. Claim it for Adir, and should its efficacy be confirmed, you will be properly rewarded. Visitor loaded.
Didn't realize the head of the Steel Garrote was into antiques.
Yeah, you and me both. Hello, sirs.
See
Sirettes.
someone. Be ready for anything.
My brother. Can it be? Come, stand in the light. Let me look at you. It has been too long. I had feared I was the last of us, but you... Oh, the very sight of you is a balm for the soul. I am the Oracle Sargemus, servant of the once shining god, he whose light has lately dimmed. What brings you to this sacred space? Then Sargemus spoke, and his voice swept forth with the heat and force of the bright day's sun. Weep not, for the child of light has forgiveness even for you, if you will embrace him. I am that same Sargemus. Though it has been some time since a man has knelt before me and begged absolution, as Hamka did. The people do not hold to the gods any longer, and they do not hold to their servants. We live in a time of disbelief. The gods are absent, and have recalled their gifts from the world. Avarice reigns. Acquisition is the faith to which all men bow. But perhaps there is hope. You have read the Book of Verses, and we are here together, if only briefly. in this moment, we are not entirely alone. Indeed. It has been my obsession these last few years, hewn by my own hands from stone in Ardra, and no small degree of melancholy. I suspect it will be my last great labor before this body is returned to the earth, and I am returned to my God. If I am, it is from an affliction that death will not cure. But no, brother, I am only very old. My light is waning. As Aethys' essence leaves the world, I am leaving with him. His essence has kept me alive for centuries, and soon we will enter the longest night. Indeed, my soul has dwelled in this form for centuries, beyond even the lifespan of the longest-lived elf. My lord Aethys inspired my birth in the same year the kingdom of Adir was founded. You might say my birth heralded the empire you now serve. Many, yes. Some that inspired awe, others dread. For a time, I proselytized among the colonists who first settled Ir Glanfath. I held the door of my parish church against an onslaught of Glanfathan raiders, and I watched them fall prostrate before my light. I tended the wounded in the Broken Stone War, the War of Black Trees, the War of Defiance, and in many wars that were never given the dignity of a name, and since have been forgotten. I can hardly recall them anymore. The Deerwood has been a troubled place since the very moment of its inception. Conflicts erupted as regularly as spring flowers, to bloom and die as swiftly. So, there is always some dark corner in need of light, if you'll indulge me in the metaphor. Truthfully, I had been jailed for proselytizing in Colklin, and it was to the colonies I was exiled. So it was the Deerwood or death. I had nowhere else to go. Is that what they're calling him now? I heard the man that was Widewind speak when he was but a farmer. He had a presence even then, furious, incandescent. It was astonishing, his power. I wonder, had my lord already made a home in his body by then? Did my lord share with Widewind his plans to wage a pointless, bloody war while wearing the poor man's face? What a grave injustice, to have your body stolen and be made into a saint. Tragic Widewind. Pitiable Widewind. I grieve for what became of him. God help me. I do. That is a question for my lord. I have asked him many times, but even when he spoke to me, he would not say. I suspect it is his essence that has kept me alive, and now that he has abandoned this world, well, I soon expect to die. In prayer, in dreams, as I ate and loved and labored, his voice was a constant murmuring in my ear. But when I spoke to him, he never did reply. So, do not mistake his talking for a conversation. He only wanted to be heard. Not anymore. About 630, yes. Give or take a decade. One does lose count.
Motherfucker's ancient.
Because you are my brother. And I want someone to know. An expedition? I'm afraid I don't understand.
An expedition? You know, treasure maps, matching outfits, campfire songs, the works.
I am familiar with the concept, tomb raiding and the like. What troubles me is why they would come here. These ruins are not so different from the many others on this island, except that they are a good deal more treacherous. And this representation of Aethys we stand before, it is the work of my own hands. They could not hope to move it. Do you know what their purpose is here? It's a reasonable question, I'll grant you. You must understand, this place has seen so few visitors for so long that I often retreat into my private quarters. To read, you understand, or pray, or sleep. Age has made me slow. I tire easily. I sleep now more hours than I wake. They could have already come and gone, and I would be none the wiser. In any case, you haven't told me what it was they searched for. Or do you not know? Ah, the splinter of Aethys. I suppose it was too much to hope they were here to examine these exquisite ruins. Truly, it is their loss. It rests in a shrine deep within this temple complex, beyond the reach of looters, visitors, or indeed, myself. The path to the relic has fallen to ruin. Some sections are flooded, and others are infested with all manner of creatures. Although, perhaps you might assist me with that.
If you're about to ask us to tidy up, think again. My place is a much bigger mess.
Oh no. I had something far grander in mind. You see, this construction beside us is no mere statue, but a reliquary I have built to house the splinter of Aethys in its appropriate grandeur. It is nearly complete, and ready for the splinter to be interred. But I can no longer reach the relic on my own. Return it to me, and who knows, perhaps you will meet your expedition along the way. I am most grateful. Oh, and please refrain from touching my statue or devices. May light illuminate your path, brother.
What happens if I touch his stuff? I'm curious. I think that probably leads back up. Methinks. I hear twinkling. I hear twinkling. Really? He's gone, but he is still with me. From what should a reliquary take that is fit to hold the splinter? Were I in high crown still, I would petition the church for ivory, gems, and gold. But this remnant of his holy body is worth all the wealth of the empire and more. Being as I am sequestered here, I will make do. Instead, with the wealth of the land, granite from the tallest peaks, clay from the fertile riverbeds, and trunks from the most aged trees, I must work without ceasing until it is done. The memory of my lord cannot endure delay. Beginning to take shape. I thought at first a sanctuary would be appropriate, a temple within this temple of the godless. But when I prayed over my plans for the building's construction, I received a vision of Aethys Titan, as it had existed in its time, a body of strange flesh and stone, hundreds of feet tall astride the land with a pantheon at his side, facing down the forces of chaos like 11 colossal ships of the line. What crisis manifested them and inspired them to act? I know not, but I shall remake him as he was, in my own fashion. He is complete, but the statue I have made is inert, lifeless, dull. The work of my hands does not dignify the splinter. There's something deficient in it, and in me. I must destroy it and begin again. He is made anew. 28, 29, 29 Mevereno, 2029 Prima. So this is all in the same year. Oh, 2028, 2028, 2029. He's made anew. His effigy is formed from a granite, clay, and wood still, but they shelter now a precious Adric core. It glimmers even in the low light of this cavern's ceaseless evenings. He brings the dawn to this umbral place as the light of his attention once brought to my soul. In the Empire, they celebrate spring dawn today, or they would have, prior to the Saints' War. I wonder, what of him remains in the beyond after his dissolution at Ukaizo? I long to be with him again. What if I did not have to wonder? Huh. Me thinks it might not be the wisest of decisions to power this thing, but I kind of want to see what happens, so fuck it. A lot of power grid stuff going on in here. Ooh. Letters to Sagramis. Been some time since you last corresponded, and I do hope that you are still well. Have the materials and spare equipment from your lab proven reliable? You know how temperamental and finicky old equipment gets. I swear these machines have souls of their own. But I digress. I look forward to hearing the latest news about your progress. I have no doubt that the completion of your project will change the world, and knowing you, it will certainly be for the better. That I have had a part to play in this fills me with a deep joy and satisfaction. Perhaps one day they shall write about us. I can see it now, the Oracle and the Visionary, a titillating tale of two thinkers and their thoroughly thought-provoking theories. On second thought, perhaps simply the Oracle and the Visionary will suffice. Eagerly awaiting your response, your friend, Vitor. P.S. It is good that I forgot to send this after it dried. Rurest would be cross with me if I did not relay once more that he is, and I quote, rather looking forward to giving Sargama's oversized animate a proper thrashing if he ever gets it functional. Oh, that Ulrask. Until next time, my friend. Yeah, it's about what I thought. He's trying to get that thing to be alive. Is that a good thing? I don't know. What is this? Statue schematic. Drawing details plans for the creation of a large statue powered by essence. The essence is intended to be injected into the statue by a array of animatic devices. Such a vast store of essence might come from, and what a statue could do with it is unclear. Yeah, okay, he wants to build a massive fucking statue. Like, I knew that's what was happening.
If it weren't for the creepy oracle and the invading roots, this place would be kind of nice.
Yeah. Can't really disagree with that sentiment. Okay. Random exploding barrel. Too bad I can't, like, pick these up and carry them.
There's the relic. Can't be as easy as just grab it.
this island. It waits.
Something's moving in the main chamber.
Okay. Those might be. Let's see. God damn, dude. What the hell? Fuck, dude.
You okay?
Where the fuck? Oh, dude.
To your left!
Doesn't.
Who's ready for more?
Huh. Holy shit, dude. Oh, I got Adra. Audra, whatever. A reason for this to be here.
Something's not right here. Take a look around.
Really, what makes you say that, Kai? Maybe it's all the dead people? New orders came down for Darien today. We're to be sent to the Living Lands. The Diplomatic Corps has established an embassy in the port city of Paradis, and they need support cataloging the unusual ruins there. No doubt it will take months, perhaps a year or two, at the very least. I'd promised Rudwin I'd be in High Crown to celebrate Anetsu with him and the children, especially since it'll be Miriam's coming of age, but how often are you given the opportunity to lay the foundation of study for a previously undiscovered ancient culture? I'm sure he'll understand. Miri, well, I think my daughter will be glad I'm gone. It's not like the gods are making new continents. The world is getting smaller every day. It always seems as though the moment I finally get my sea legs, we're pulling into harbor, and a charming harbor it is. Despite what Darien told me, and not nearly so dangerous as the clerks in High Crown warned. I swear on the Queen, half my countrymen resent any city that isn't the Emperor's purely on principle. There was a letter waiting for me when I arrived at the embassy. I suppose Rudwin sent it before I left. The cowards filled for dissolution of our marriage, but he couldn't muster the stones to tell me to my face. Let him assume it never arrived, for I certainly won't dignify it with a reply. This whole episode has given me a blinding headache, a horrible pinching sensation right behind the eyes. I've had a few days to settle into life at the embassy while the powers that be argue about how to best to make use of us. While I was resting, the ambassador's clerk took the scouts to some dreadful little swill house in a rough part of town. Naturally, a couple of the younger lads poisoned themselves with alcohol. The mother in me wants to be furious, but I can hardly muster the energy. As long as Offrick's voiding his stomach in the canals and instead of the bunkhouses, it's not my business after all. I think I'll take the team to Fort Northreach, see if we can't help their archivist identify the purpose of the godless ruins here. Blessed New Year. The team acquitted themselves well at the fort. With Cadman's help, I was able to get down into the basement of the ruins there and take a good look at the construction. Naturally, I left the notes I took at the fort. I feel like I can hardly even think these days, but I believe I remember enough of what I learned to write a satisfactory report for the ambassador. Those ruins have been the site of a fertility temple? I mean, goodness, look at the shape of their buildings. The steel garrote inquisitors attached to the embassy has uncovered rumor of a holy relic in a cave here in Dawnshore. She suggested we might want to investigate. I know I should be eager to get down there to explore, but I've hardly been able to get out of my bedroll since we've returned to Paradise. I'll bet there's a curse tablet with my name on it that Rudwin's installed at the Temple of Skane back in High Crown. Nothing else could explain the hideous nightmares I've been having. Mushrooms erupting from my skin, my eyes placed by quivering stalks, Miri turning into a tree, Rudwin splitting in hair and opening like a flower. No matter what drug I take or to which god I pray, they refuse to go away. I collapsed while we were gearing up in the market, and none of the merchants could help me off the ground. One of them muttered something about a soul plague and ran off to tell his mates. I tried to tell the man I wasn't sick, just going through a divorce, but I couldn't speak. It was like my tongue had turned to mud. The Inquisitor pulled me aside when the boys got me back to the embassy. She was able to press the locals for more about the relic. Apparently it was taken from Aoth's Titan skeleton, the very one I made my reputation discovering, and it's well known for its ability to heal anyone who holds it. I cannot delay any longer. I must find it. Okay, it's just not...
Well, we found the expedition. Looks like they've only been dead a few hours. But how did they get in here? They can't have come the same way we did. We swam here. What's stranger is there's not a scratch on them. No sign of what killed them. It's like every member of the expedition team just collapsed.
And now it's working.
I've heard of those, but I've never seen one. They're suits of armor brought to life by bound souls, right? The Oracle couldn't have put the expedition's souls in the statue of Aothus, right? There's still a lot of debate over what even happened at Ukaizo. Perhaps the Oracle knows the truth, or perhaps he's just as lost as we are. Aothus is a dangerous god associated with Eora's bloodiest wars, and he recently killed thousands of people in Deadfire. Now, we have a piece of him, and we're about to face a maniac who wants it desperately. Tread carefully.
Oh shit, I leveled up at some point in all of that. On the Binding of Souls. Margin of this text are scribbled with notes and references. The ink-stained pages appear to have seen much use in earlier times. Removal and transference of souls is a practice both ancient and sophisticated. There is evidence that the Angwithans were particularly adept at this, yet few details have survived them. Someone scrawled, Annals of the Paragon PP 382-6. What is known is that removal of the soul is a difficult process, one that requires an expert hand and precise tools for any chance of success. Early attempts on a test pool of 138 ghosts left most of the subjects with maimed or fractured souls. In all but 2 of the 11 instances where the soul was successfully removed, the essence dissipated before scholars could capture it. Words transferred to holding vessel are written and underlined in the margin. The process requires conductive materials, copper and ager specifically. Immersion in water is important to ensure that the soul is drawn in a steady and uniform manner. With no distortions or breakages. A warped soul is at best useless and at worst unpredictable. Arrow points from this paragraph to a scrunched note. Extraction pool in CR 18 feet wide by 3 feet deep. We have since mastered the process of soul transference and have seen the benefits of infusing forged work with the essence of animals and wilder. What remains to be seen is whether we might see greater gains from using the souls of Kith, where we would procure the appropriate subjects, and how much personality and autonomy we would want to have intact in such cases. A string of notes winds around and below this paragraph, beginning with criminals, prisoner of war, volunteers, and ending with forge guardians and block letters. Notes are crossed out, and below them is written, "Blood of the Divine Soul." Yeah, this guy's fucking nuts, man. Hey, man. I know what you're doing with this thing.
You are. You have been gone some time. Do you carry the splinter of Aethys? Ah, I did not expect you to be so thorough in your explorations. Nevertheless, I am impressed. As to whether I killed them, well, that is a matter of semantics. Does death occur the moment the heart ceases beating, or when the soul is broken upon the wheel? In one sense, then they are quite dead. In another, they remain very much alive. In either case, they have entered a state of change, and the impetus was mine. If one were to take your narrow-minded view, and the expedition had encountered the wheel, then yes, they would be dead. But their souls are not bound for the wheel. You see, I have given them the opportunity to be part of something larger than themselves. Their essence is held safe within my devices, and with your help, I shall give them a new commission: to prosecute the redemption of a god. By making them jailers. You understand me. What is the source of all suffering? Our division from God.
I don't think it's a good idea to...
Not our division from them, no, but their division from us. It is a wound the size of the soul, yet it gapes as large as the world.
I don't think I should give this
If
guy...
we are to alleviate suffering, if the gods, if Aethys is to atone, we must give him a mortal consciousness. We must give him a mortal conscience. Or the atrocities of the Deadfire and the Saints' War will be but preludes to the horrors he will sow across Aora. Even the Redeemer needs redemption. Even the gods must be held to account. Aethys must be stopped.
Okay, he's kind of crazy, but I don't know... okay.
Do you carry the relic I asked you to collect? Excellent. The relic you have retrieved was stolen from Aethys' body. He is bound to it, or it to him. And before the events at Ukaizo, he would speak to me through it. He speaks to me no longer, but I believe he resonates with the splinter yet, as I do. If I am correct, when it is placed in the statue, the magnifying power of the Ardra will draw him into it, and he will be trapped. Locked into the reliquary with a chorus of furious souls acting as his conscience. He will finally begin the work of making right all the wrong he has done. All that is left is for you to place the splinter into the statue's chest. Will you do it?
Fuck. Fuck do I do? Hey, guy, what do you think?
Look, I'm all for second chances, but restoring the god who started the Saints' War and left a trail of corpses and Deadfire? Even I concede that's a bad idea. And I can't imagine a worse fate than spending an eternity as one of those poor souls stuck with him. I've heard I can change him before.
Oh, guy, I like your train of thought here. Fuck me. I don't think this will work.
Aethys is weak, if he persists at all. He expended tremendous soul energy manifesting in the body of Moros Nua and marching it across the Deadfire. By the time he reached Ukaizo, he was spent, and used the very last of his power to destroy the wheel. The god that is left is but a wisp of purpose, floating through the beyond. It is that wisp I will capture. I cannot say. But when I return to the wheel, I pray I do not see Aethys there, for it will mean that I have failed. You see, my brother, you must understand. I am willing to endure a life of greatest loneliness, so that he may repent.
As somebody who witnessed what Aethys is capable of firsthand, I can't go through with this.
I see. Why?
Yeah.
Then I shall simply take the splinter from your corpse.
You can certainly try.
This one's mine.
Fuck is that? What the hell? Whoa. Back up. Whoa, back up, fool. Fuck, I'm on fire. What the hell is going on? Holy... I hit the wrong button. Okay. Well, that's the first time I've died. I wonder what will happen. Oh, ew.
Don't!
Okay, I don't think this is the spell book that I want to be using. Yeah, I don't think this is... Oh, shit. Holy fuck.
I guess that's justice. Why couldn't he have just stuck to sculpture?
Hear us. Follow us. We would speak to you.
Last light of day. Oh. Unique weapons are highly coveted. Each has its own story, and each is enhanced with powerful primary and secondary enchantments. These weapons will all provide some combination of passive effects, stat increases, elemental damage, distinct behaviors, and even more. Explore the Living Lands and complete side quests to find unique weapons that last suits your playstyle. Unique weapons can have their primary enchantment further improved or augmented at the enchantment station. Implementing a unique enchantment replaces the original enchantment is permanent and requires a variety of specific enchanting materials to perform. Weapons and armor being upgraded to 3 times in their base quality tier. After that, you upgrade across quality tiers with the use of additional resources. Upgrading a unique item across quality tiers requires the use of Adra and its variant. Adra can be found in areas of high challenge derived from breaking down your other lesser used unique items. As you progress, upgrading your unique weapons and armor will be crucial to your combat effectiveness. Okay, well, I got me a fancy new sword. Killing an enemy restores 3% of your maximum health. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Let's see what the voice has to say.
We sense weight on you. Essence. Yes, we know this melody. A part of the statue, a piece that yearns for its true place. Combine them. Join soul into body. Let it sing for us. It dreams in colors we have never seen. Would we use it? We cannot know. It must be complete.
Okay, so now the voices want me.
Feast? Famine? We could not say. The Adra dulls our mind. We sense an acorn. Possibility.
Now the voices want me to do it. And I gotta listen to the voices.
What will bloom? We await.
This is probably a horrible. I killed that guy.
Back with us?
Hey Kai, you're not gonna like what I'm about to do. But the voices in my head told me to do it, so... Oh god, this is such a horrible idea.
For a heart, we will speak to you.
Alright, man. If this goes south, I'm blaming you fuckers.
It wakes. A host. Form giving life. One day when we are free, we could return here, dwell in this body, feel the earth again. But it is a sprout. Fragile. It must sleep here undisturbed. A secret you could keep. Tell us, will you give us this gift?
I don't even know who you are. Yeah.
This prison holds us, silences us. The years fade like leaves. We have no memory of summer, warm fire, soothing rain. We could walk gently in this body, tend, grow, learn anew. But we must claim it. We are not sure. Could we touch the world? Walk in the ocean? Sift our fingers through sand? A shard of Adra tethers it to us. Yet it is weak. A quagmire of essence occludes its veins. If we had time to tend it, perhaps we could find a way.
Fucking man.
A vessel to hold us. We will remember this. The Adra strains. It aches, a choking barricade of souls. Essence like mud, we cannot swim here. It must be flushed out. Free this obstruction. Then, when our prison bars fall, we will see.
Free the obstruction. Pull the lever at the workstation. Oh, they should release the souls, right? Have I made a horrible, terrible mistake? We're about to find out.
New earth to till. We flower. We rest now. We must consider this.
Well... Hey, his body's gone. Oh, Kai, we might have doomed all of creation. I say we, it was me. You told me not to do it, and I did it anyway. Oh well. Up we go. Did we make an oopsie whoopsie? Probably.